with Teaquilts, and today is Saturday, July 24th, 2021, and we are here at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time for a 2-hour live sew-in chat. So we're going to wait for people to come into the room. I'm going to also then pull you all up on my cell phone so I can read comments. And also, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe and also hit the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I go live. I tend to go live on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for 1 hour, and then on Saturday nights at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time for 2 hours. So let me pull you guys up, open the phone, and start getting all kind of notifications. Get that done. Turn off those notifications. Okay. So we'll give people like a minute or so to get in. I only came in a few seconds before 9 p.m. So hopefully that'll give them time to get into the chat. Okay. All right, so I'm in. Got quite a few comments here already. So thank you all so much for joining me tonight. We had Maddie Barnum at 8:47 saying hello T and everyone. I had to do this before I fall asleep. Kind of tired today. Deborah Quilts at 8:51 saying hello T and all T quilters. Tired but okay. Maxie Doodle says good evening Miss T and everyone. 8:53, 8:56 is Dolores Felt says hello T and all T quilters. Very, very humid here in Olathe, Kansas. Ellen Campbell, also before 9, 8:56 says, hello everyone. Have you made it home once again? I have made it home once again. Resting up this time. Weak but okay. That's awesome news. Linda Faust says, hello Miss T and everyone. And Ellen is also saying hello T and all quilting friends. Stephanie of Memoirs of a Longhorn Quilter says, hey T and everyone. Judy also here says hello T&T Quilters, and Darcy Savele says hi everyone from Minnesota. We are waiting for some rain here. Remember to give T a thumbs up. Well, thank you, Darcy. And I'm going to have to go in and out of live chat so that I can get the rest of the comments. Let me go back. T. Roberts says good evening all. Quilty Graham says hi. June Hansen says hi T and everyone. Win Sprinter says hello T and T Quilters. Barbara Polk says hi there everyone. Tiffany's Quilting Life says hello T and friends. Jackie K says hello T and T Quilters. Thunderstorms here and high winds. Don't know if internet will hold. Hopefully it will. Emily is here, says hi T. Hello T Quilters. Hi Emily. Cheryl Beans here says good evening T and everyone. Hope all are enjoying a wonderful Saturday night. Slowing Down Joe says hello T and everyone. Hi to you as well. I think I read Quilty Graham's earlier. Betsy says hello Miss T and T Quilters. Darlene Crosby says hello T and T Quilters. Bonita Nance says hi Miss T and everyone. Janice Miller says just checking in. Blessings from California. Kevin the Quilter says, hear ye, ladies and gentlemen of Quiltland, presenting our Royal Majesty, the Queen of Scraps, Queen T. Evening to all T Quilters. Vivian Cavey says, hi T and everyone. Hi Vivian. June said, glad that Ellen's home. Claudette Bettis is here saying hello T and everyone. Deborah Holloway says, hello T and everyone. Hey T, I took my first line dance class and love it. Awesome. That's pretty cool. C-Rex says hello Quilters and Miss T. Maria Mayer here saying hi T and everyone. I'm on a mini vacation at a resort in Lake Travis with my daughter. That's awesome. Good for you. And Kelly A says, hi, Miss T and all you T quilters. Hope you all are having a fabulous day, afternoon, night. Hi, Kelly. Sharon Lewis says, hi, T and quilters from Washington, D.C. Working on yo-yos tonight. Yes, got some handwork. Kevin is fun and cuckoo. Laugh not out. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And Vicky Lemire is saying hi to Darlene. And I just saw another one I think popped up, but it's not to my phone yet. And Kevin talking about he sure is talking about himself. So project today is we're gonna put our patriotic quilt together. Last week I sewed the star row together and I sewed all of my stripes together. So this time we are putting all of our pieces together. I've got a spacer piece to go in the middle. I don't know how it's going to look, but it's going to be what it's going to be. And then I also chose a fabric to put a border all the way around because I wanted the quilt to be a little bit bigger than what I pieced. And I didn't want to piece anymore. So that's kind of where we are at this point. What did I do since Tuesday? Hold on, guys. I feel like something went into my eye. I don't know. We'll find out if I keep messing with it, right? But I had some doctor's appointments. I told you all I'm still helping family members and stuff that are ill. So I had a lot of doctor's appointments that I had made that had gotten changed. And some of those appointments happened this week. And so dealing with that kind of stuff. Medications. I also finished all 3 of those t-shirt quilts, the St. Louis Cardinals, St. Louis Blues, and the, the musical quilt. So I got all 3 of those done. I did all the bindings by machine, and then I actually delivered those quilts yesterday. I ended up taking that red thread out of the Cardinals quilt that I sewed on Tuesday because it had messed up in so many places that I just went ahead and took it out. And then what I did, because somebody asked me, they said that when they do that, sometimes it doesn't work for them either. And so what I did was I just trimmed off a little bit of the seam allowance. I made it really fat on one side, and so it was not catching on the back on almost one complete side. And so I just took the whole thing apart because it was easier to take it all apart than to go back and try to fix certain sections. I just trimmed my seam allowance all the way around the quilt, or I looked at it. I didn't have to trim everywhere, but I looked at it everywhere to make sure that it didn't need to be, to see if it needed to be smaller. And then I thought that it did look better with the blue thread. So I ended up using the baby blue thread on it instead of the red. So I did take that out. And then on the other ones, I just used the color of whatever color of the binding I was adding. I did do that. So I like to come back and give you all an update when I do change something. And I think when I got to the deck part, because I was rushing because I had to meet the lady to pass the quilts over, I forgot to mention that in my video. So I'll try to go back and maybe just put an over voice on there, but I just wanted to make sure I at least told you all in some video. So let's see who else has come in. I think Kevin's comment was the last one I read, so let's find Kevin. My brother came in. He says, hi, sis, and everyone. I hope you all are staying safe. Hello to you as well. Helena Carter says, hi, T and all quilters. Hi, Helena. And Kim Burris is saying hello to everyone. Hi, Kim. Darcy says, I finished my patriotic wavy lanes quilt top. Now I just have to get it quilted. That's awesome. Deborah Sims Brown says, hi, T and everyone from Maryland. Happy birthday, T. Thank you so much. My birthday's coming up next Wednesday. And then next Saturday, we're going to have live chat, but we're just going to do chatting. We're not going to have a sew and chat. It's I'll probably do a haul of whatever it is that I bring back from Iowa. And as I'm redoing fabrics and looking at fabrics, and I just pray to God that I don't find one pretty fabric, okay? It is absolutely ridiculous. There are some spots in my color. You know, I sort my fabrics by color and then theme. And there are some spaces in my colorways that I can't put one more piece of fabric. I'm like, it's ridiculous. So just awful. Wash your hands says, hello everyone. Happy Saturday. Hello to you as well. Tiffany's Quilting Life is here, says, welcome everyone coming into T's chat. Well, thank you for being such a gracious hostess, Tiffany. And hi to Scott as well. I'm just skipping the comments where a lot of people are saying hi to each other, which is great. Cynthia Shea came in, says, good evening to all from Chicago. Hi, Cynthia. Sheila Willis is here saying, good evening to you and all quilters in the airport waiting to go home. Yes, get to go home now. How many quilters here think Miss T won't find one pretty fabric on our Iowa shop hop? Laughing out loud. It is ridiculous. Every time I wrap a boat or I'm going through a bag and I'm deciding whether I'm keeping stuff or getting rid of it, it's awful. It's a mess. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And Wash Your Hands says, T, I bet your fabric area looks like Joanne's. It's pretty bad. I could fill a whole quilt shop with all the crap I got. It's ridiculous. And June's laughing out loud. I know she will find something. I'm going to work really hard to, like, maybe try to get, like, gadgets maybe, or patterns, or I don't know. I don't normally buy books because I don't tend to buy books at wholesale price, because you can get them from, you know, the publishers a lot cheaper, but we'll see. I'm going to try to do something. I don't know what my strategy is going to be on this shop hop, but I pray to God I don't get any fabric. It's just ridiculous. Ella Odom's here saying, good evening, Miss T and quilters. Hello, Ella. Welcome. Kevin says, we're going to have fun regardless of Miss T not looking at fabrics, laughing out loud. Got that right. Leetta Bryant here says, hi, T&T quilters. And I try not to purchase too much, but I love fabric. It makes me happy. Fabric makes me happy until I come back home and got to find somewhere to put it. That's the problem. And Tiffany says, just have fun, T, on your shop hop. Yes, that's the main thing. So, let's see. Where are we on this project? Let's see. Gotta get my pieces from back here. I don't even have an iron situation. Oh, and thinking about other things that I did in the week, I did quilt the K-facet quilt that I'm making. I've even forgotten the name of this quilt pattern. I have to see if I can find the name again. It's no longer free pattern. It was a free pattern when I got it, but it's no longer free online. So I have to think of the name of it before I videotape it. But I did get the binding made and put onto the quilt top. I just need to now finish off the tail ends. I did that today, and then get it quilted. So just trying to, I'm doing that, as well as I'll do a little bit of quilting or sewing, and then I'll go back and do some more organizing. So I'm in the middle of doing both of those. So I'm trying not to get bored with one. And then today I decided I also needed to do laundry. So I'm in the middle of doing that too. That's the only thing about washing your clothes at home. If you go to a public laundry facility, you'll be done in 2 hours. At home, it takes you sometimes 2 days. And for me, that's because I hang up, like 80% of my clothes are hung. I don't dry a lot of my clothes. So Oh, Sheila says that she watched my interview. It was great. And she says thumbs up. Thank you so much, Sheila, for doing that. And the interview that she's talking about, I forgot all about that, is I did an interview with Quilt Easy, and they are trying to promote some of the quilters who are using Quilt Butler. And also, they did announce that I'm like an official affiliate of Quilt Easy. Also, I'm an educator for Quilt Easy. So that was pretty cool. But if you haven't seen that video, I put in my community post section, I did post a link to it. I do have the video and could upload it, but I'm trying not to take their views away from it. And yeah, that's all I can say. Otherwise, if anybody is interested in getting long arm, computerized long arm put onto your systems that you already have, just let them know that I sent you there, and then I'll get just a little credit for from them. I basically get paid as an educator, and I have not. People have contacted me for being educator, but I have videos up, and so I just been referring them right now to my website. And then if they got additional questions, I'll do one-on-one answering questions, but not like one-on-one hands-on training. So let's see. Linda Snarts here says hi from Melbourne, Australia. Hello and welcome, Linda. If I didn't bake, no joke, I would store my fabric in the oven. That's funny. And I'm trying to get my fabric out the kitchen because I had told you all that I had a friend that passed away, and then I did part of her estate sale. As part of that, I was able to purchase and get whatever I wanted ahead of time. So I had a lot of stuff. I had like so many containers in my kitchen, and I finally got all of that out my kitchen. So it's like, and what I'm doing is I just kind of stored them, and I'm pulling in stuff out one by one and going through it. So yeah, that's part of it too. Thank you, Tiffany. She's welcoming everybody joining. Stephanie says, T, I feel you. The quilt shop that is opening Tuesday is 5 minutes from my driveway. Now, that's awful. I had one close. I think it was about maybe 10 minutes. 5 minutes is even closer, boy. And she says, I have 6 projects that I need to narrow down to 2 so I can shop wisely. Yes. The name is Simply Serene. Deborah's telling me the name of the quilt pattern. Thank you, Simply Serene. Appreciate that, because that's been so long ago when that was the quilt I had all the issues with when my machine my belt ended up needing to be adjusted. So, and since I was new with it, and it was just weird to me because it happened right in the middle of quilting, and then it wouldn't do it at the beginning of the row. It only did it when it was toward the middle of the row, which was so weird, but that's what happened. You could bake honey buns or jelly rolls or layer cakes. Talking to wash your hands. That's Kevin. June says, I will have that problem on Monday. I have a doctor's appointment on Monday. I have been cleaning my sewing room, so I best not get anything. What a mess. I have one big tub to go through on my table. Yeah. And, it's just ridiculous. And it's like I'm probably still keeping more stuff than I need to keep. But at least if it doesn't get put up, if I can't put it up, then I can't keep it. And at least it's being put up. So that's the main thing. Thank you, Tiffany. She's giving you all the link to join Teaquilters. Somebody did ask to join Teaquilter Facebook group today. And I denied it because all they put up there was that they wanted to learn how to quilt. So you need to answer all 3 questions. I know when the screens sometimes come up on your phone, you got to scroll up to see the remaining questions. So please note that there are 3 questions. You need to answer them all. And the reason why I declined it was because they weren't in any other quilting groups. And I couldn't see anything on their homepage that related anything to quilting on their own Facebook page. So I hate to decline people because I do want everybody to feel welcome. But I need to make sure that I'm letting the right people in. So Tiffany says that she also watched your interview. It was it was good. Thank you. Appreciate that. Elwin McGaw says, Hello. Oh, hi, Miss T and T Quilters. Hello from Las Vegas. I've missed the lives lately, but always look at the replays. You are the most fun people to listen to. Well, thank you. That's nice. Kim says, my aunt sent me some of her uncle's t-shirts to make a memory quilt for her. Guess who gets to go fabric shopping tomorrow? Awesome. And when I made those t-shirt quilts, when Kevin and I went on we went on a Missouri shop hop earlier this year, I bought that hockey fabric. And other than that, all that fabric came from my stash. And it was a blues quilt, but I had just little pieces of blues fabric. And I just used whatever scraps I had. I said, I'm not buying anything because I had kind of given them a discount because I had done quilts for them before. And also because they had me do 3 quilts at one time. So I kind of gave them a discount because I was able to combine stuff. And if I wasn't like sewing on them in the lives and all of that, and if I had kept sewing on them right away, I would have had all 3 of those quilts done within a week. But I just stretched it out because when I got bored or tired, I just went to something else. So Judy Smith here says, hi, T and all quilters. I didn't get notified that you were live. Weird. I just remembered myself. Thank goodness. Well, thank goodness. Welcome, Judy. So, yeah. I do want to say, I told you all on Tuesday that I had an envelope in my mailbox from Beth Bueller. And after I kept thinking about it, I said, I remember her saying in a chat that she was going to send me a shop hop book. So I said, this feels like a book. So I did open it up. And indeed, she did send me the All Iowa shop hop book. And I'm glad I opened it instead of waiting till next week to open it. And I would be home and the shop hop would be over. So Kevin and I will most definitely be using this book. It's a great resource. It has patterns showing you how they're using particular fabric that they're either giving, like passes that they're giving you in fabric. And then they're giving you quilts that you can use to make those with. But you can also substitute that fabric for a regular piece of cloth if you need to as well. It also has a shop hop pass in here. And I don't know, I tried reading to see if we had to pay to join the shop hop or if you had to pay for it. Like, we need another pass for Kevin. So I don't know, but we'll figure that out. But it was really nice of her to send me this. The catalog, the magazine was $9.99. Just for people, information that might want to do it. The Iowa shop hop is normally in June every year, but due to COVID, they're using June and July. And so I'm so glad because Kevin and I were planning on going in June, but I didn't want to do any traveling in June. So because of family stuff, but it's a really nice professionally made magazine on this Iowa shop hop. These are not just pages that are put together. I mean, they did an awesome job. Full magazine, over 100 pages. Let's see. Last page number is 110 plus your cover. So, yeah, very nice. And I've just skimmed through it, but I will most definitely be taking this. So thank you, Beth Bueller, for this magazine. Also, she has something else in the pack, but I'm going to leave that part for next week. So I saw it, but I didn't really hone in on it, okay? And then I also got a card from Kathy Galen, I think. And I'm going to hold that also until next week. So again, what's next week? I just want to put this so when I go out of here, I take it with me. I don't want to put it in front of my machine and I never look that way again. Next week is my birthday on Wednesday, but we're going to be just talking, doing some kind of birthday party. I don't know what it's going to be. Just probably me sitting here talking because I'm going to be out of town. I'm not going to have time to prep much, right? But we'll just have some fun on next Saturday, but I probably will not be sewing. So we'll see. You never know. If I got to get something done, I will. So I have my stripes done. I've got this just folded in half. And I got blue thread up here. I forgot to change my thread back when I did the Cardinals quilt. I also sewed some 3-inch squares together, and then I trimmed that row. They were 3-inch squares, and then I trimmed this row into 2.5 inches. But the height of them is this is going to be 2-inch finish, but the height of each square is going to be 2.5 inch. The reason why I did that was because I was trying to put a spacer on the side. And then they shouldn't line up everywhere. They might line up some places, but they will not line up everywhere. And that way I didn't have to worry about when I put the stripes onto my stars. I didn't have to worry about all of this lining up. So that's the main reason why I did it. The only reason I did it. And then it also gave me an extra 2 inches to make the quilt extra 2 inches wide. I think when I'm done, this quilt will be 60 by 80, 60 by 80. So I have all of my pieces already cut, so I'm just going to start pinning. I am going to pin this because I've cut everything to size, and I want to make sure that it evenly gets distributed. So I don't know where this is the center here. I'm assuming this is center for my red. Let me count. Yep, that was center. I'm pretty good at eyeballing center, but I'm like, girl, you better make sure. I would not want to sit here and pull out a whole long row of stitches just because I couldn't count to 15. So I don't have my stand in here. I took it out. I was using it while I was folding laundry, using it to watch a few YouTube things. See if I can. It's hard to prop my phone up. Let me unplug it. It's hard to prop it up when I have the cord in it. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Janet Mackerel came in. She says, hello, Tea and Quilters. Kevin says, thanks so much, Beth. This will come in so handy. Talking about the book. Kim says, hello, everyone's joining Tea's chat. Please remember to thumbs up. Thank you, Kim, for the reminder. Appreciate that. And Stephanie says, does anyone know of a service that uses their AccuQuilt dies to pre-cut fabrics for others? Sometimes I do. It just depends on what you want and if I got the die. Sometimes I do. And sometimes I just let people use my stuff too locally. So it depends on who you are. Darcy says, when is the Iowa Shop Hop? I think I just covered that. Next week is the last week for the Iowa Shop Hop. Last week. So Kevin and I are getting in on the tail end of the Shop Hop. Just trying to. Are you going to be on Tuesday night? I plan to be on Tuesday night. I'm not sure where Kevin and I will be to know if we're going to be situated somewhere at 7 p.m. or we might be eating somewhere at 7 p.m. It just depends on how the Tuesday go. That's the first day we're leaving, but we're also hitting quite a few shops that day. So we'll see what time. I do plan to do something on Tuesday, but I just won't plan it. Or if I plan a live chat, I'll put in a title that the time is subject to change, just in case. I'm actually sewing with thread that I don't want to use, so let me raise this presser foot. This is when I was doing top stitching. Put this up later. blue thread wouldn't hurt, but it's just not something I'm used to sewing with. It looks weird. And I did not oil the machine today. We're just gonna sew. Might be a little louder than norm. All right, put this back. Don't want to get stuck. How hard would it be to have a Zoom birthday party? Not hard at all. That's from Bernita Nance. Not hard. Angela says, just finished watering and feeding my flower garden. Feels like 100 degrees. Good evening, Tea and Tea Quilters. Hi, Angela. Our dies, Miss T. Oh, Kevin, go away. Bonita says the North Carolina Shop Hop requires all participants to have their own pass. Yes, this one does too. I said we need to get one for Kevin. There's one in the magazine, and I did say that we need to get one for Kevin. And I just don't know if they charge for a pass or not. We haven't done the research on that yet. So, I read the pass that I have in the book, and it doesn't say anything about money, but that could be because it's already in a book. Katrina says, hello, Miss T and quilting friends. Can you piece a backing for a quilt? Yes, you can. You can do whatever you want. Hi, T. When is your next retreat? I would love to plan to attend now that I am vaccinated. My retreat right now is scheduled for June of next year. I don't have the dates. I don't know why I can't ever remember these dates, but I don't. But if you look at your calendar, whatever the third Saturday is, just go back to Tuesday. The retreat is Tuesday. You arrive on Tuesday. You leave on Sunday. That's when the retreat is. Just send me an email and I put people on the wait list. I might have a spot or two open. I can't remember right now, but just send me an email and I'll let you know the status of that. I'm hardly ever at my computer desktop these days. I got, with organizing fabric and supplies and stuff. So I'm doing a lot. But I'll make sure I notify you if I got a spot for sure. Katrina says, I'm matching pieces of African animal fabric because I'm 4 to 6 short on top and bottom. I do that all the time when I'm short. When it's quilted, it's not as obvious. Damali J is here saying, hi, T and Quilters. I'm glad I made it here. Welcome. Patricia Carlucio says, hey, T. Hi to you as well. Teresa McCormick says, I finally made it. Hello, Miss T and T Quilters. Hello, hello. And she also says, Patricia says, hi to everyone. And Darcy was reminding people to give me a thumbs up. Thank you, Darcy. I appreciate that. And Betsy's got the dates. Thank you, Betsy. June 14th through the 19th is retreat. And she says, I'll send you an email. Thank you so much. And she's also thanking Betsy for the dates. Thank you. So that's what the retreat is scheduled for right now. I haven't heard anything from the facility yet, so I'm still waiting on that. As I mentioned before, the person I was dealing with before has retired, and so the new person is new and probably got everybody calling her because she started July, but I haven't heard from her yet. So I've sent her an email, and I'm trying not to bug her because I'm kind of busy too, but Once I get back from Iowa, I think I'll just start bugging her that next week. It'll be my turn. Deborah says, I finished my Hey June quilt and gave it to my husband. That's pretty cool. Rhonda Barlow's here saying evening tea and everyone. Tea, how much is the retreat? I don't know yet because that's what I'm waiting to get from the facility, because when I had those prices before, it was 2 years ago, and every year their price changed. So I'm not sure what the new prices are, and that's what I'm waiting to get. And I also want to do a couple of things a little different. Instead of us like trying to find people in St. Louis area to carpool people around, I'm trying to see if I can like rent a bus that will take us shop hopping. I'm just testing that to see what it would cost, and then I know that it's only going to be like 18 of us at retreat. And what I would do is then I would ask other quilters if they want to go on a shop hop that live here. A lot of people like going on bus trips, day bus trips. So if I can fill the bus up that way, that would be awesome. And then we're not responsible for with our personal insurance for driving people around. So that's what I'm trying to look into now. And I didn't have that part set up last time either. What was your pincushion YouTube call? Brian is going to bring me back some sand from Florida so I can finally make one. It's called the Cube Pincushion. And I think I sold it doing a live for just that pincushion. It was like an extra live that I did. I'm not sure if I uploaded a video with just the pincushion by itself. Like an edited version. I think it was just a live version, if I remember correctly. Getting her some Florida sand. Just had a fingernail just break out of nowhere. Kim says, good night. I can't seem to stay awake. Take care. Stay safe. God bless. Good night, Kim. Thank you so much for your help tonight. So, yeah. Okay. All right, one row done. Let's see. I think I'm going to pin the next border on to this piece because I can. Just to make it so I'm not cutting my thread yet. Meet up my two centers. People saying good night to Kim. Ellen says she's going to have to say good night as well. Really needs to rest now. That's a beautiful quilt tee. Thank you, Ellen. Appreciate you stopping in here to chat with us. And do get your rest. I understand that. Tiffany says good night, Ellen. And Deborah. You all are so kind. All right, I'm just pinning. This is going to be the first border. I didn't even show you the print, did I? Do you know that I got all this crazy fabric up here, right? And so I go to pull a fabric for a border, and I'm going to pick something I don't like. Well, all the stuff I didn't like didn't work. And it was like, I was like 5 minutes away from cutting fabric that I wouldn't work with the quilt just because I didn't want to get rid of the stuff I want. But it's like, girl, look, use this fabric. If you need some more fabric to be pretty in a quilt you make for yourself later on, you can go buy fabric for yourself. It's ridiculous. But here's the fabric. I chose this red for my border. And it's kind of got like a little sparkle to it. It's hard to show on the screen. But where you see the darkness in this star here, it's actually gold glitter or red glitter. It's red glitter. So yeah, but I have issues with using fabric that's pretty on somebody else's quilt that I won't see again. It's like, what is wrong with you? Use this fabric. And I had all kinds of fabric in there. And I had about 3 or 4 of them that would be enough. I had to make sure I had enough to do the border. But it's like, I can be a mess. And I should have sewed this on the other side so I can see if I was making sure my star points stay. But hey, live dangerously. All right. So, I feel the same way sometimes. I don't even want to use it for myself. That's Deborah talking about the fabric. Ain't that funny? And June says, that is very pretty fabric. Hi, Rose Swall. She says, hi, T and Quilt family. Darlene Crosby says, have a good night, everyone. I overdid it today and muscle relaxers kicking in. Headed to bed. Good night, Darlene. Sorry about that. Hope you feel better tomorrow. Quilt Gal says, hi, T and everyone from beautiful sunny Maryland. Kevin, calling Dr. Phil. Miss T is emotionally attached to her fabrics. Yes, I am. Emotionally and visually attached. They're too pretty. That is so pretty. They don't make that anymore. It's like, whatever. They got some other pretty stuff too, so. Did anyone catch Eric's new fun video? Cool Gal says, oh, just got here a minute ago myself. Ugh. So, I'm putting the border onto the left side of my star since it's going to have a border attached to it. And I'm going to put a border on the other side of where I have my strip on this piece. So, may as well do that too. Just to increase the time before I have to cut my thread, because I don't even think I have anything here to chain piece on. I'm pretty sure I could find something if I turned my head. But right now we're just going to go with the flow. T, tell us how you feel about saving thread when you sew. I know Bonnie Hunter likes to do leaders and enders. I normally don't break my thread. I've been doing that since I first started. It's just called chain piece, and I didn't know it, I think she just gave it a fancy name. But I have always done that, hated to cut my threads. And the main reason I hate to cut my threads is because I hate to cut the thread tails. And then I won't sew them in. So if I make a thread tail, I got to cut it. So I don't want to cut it, but then I can't leave it either. because it'll get on my nerves, popping through my seams here and there. So it helps me to eliminate having thread tails. All right, so I'm going to sew this side and then I'll cut my thread. I need to be trying to figure out what I'm ironing with in here. I may have to use the steam thing. I don't even know what I did with my iron. I cleaned this area out so I could make, I had a lot of stuff under my sewing machine arm over here. I cleaned it out so that I can make those labels, quilt labels for those quilts. I don't even know where I put my iron. My iron was sitting on top of the pile. Guess I just need to do a full 360 look. But who's got time for that right now? Get that and take off this other piece. I like to get them out so that they're not all scrunched behind my machine, getting too many wrinkles. Okay. Okay. I like when projects come to an end. I like piece reduction. Number of pieces you have at the beginning based on how many seams you got to sew toward the end. I like that. I was too lazy to even put 2 borders on here. I said, no, we don't want to do that. So I'm going to just, I guess I better cut something on. I got a little water in here. I actually got some distilled water right here. Whoops. Overfill. My hand-eye coordination is not working right now. All right. Got the water. Got this. And since I got to use the press, because I don't know where I hid my iron, it's probably it's like how you lose an iron. A big one too, not a mini one. Ah. I'm just putting my charge back on while I press this. Just so I can have the seam have a memory. So when I get to the press, I'm not over there under the heat. It gets hot under that steam press. So This will prevent me from having to do this under the steam press. The points look okay so far. I see points. Hopefully it continues all the way down. I'm deep cleaning my house while the hubs is at the beach working. When he come home in September, he will think he's in the wrong house. Just got done mowing the lawn, so maybe I can start quilting. So, haven't even figured out what binding I'm going to put on here yet. I can tell you it won't be this red, right? It won't be the leftovers. Because I'm keeping what's left over. It was like, that's enough that I gave the fabric for this. I can't get rid of all of it, you know. This is for my labels. I don't know why that's over there. That's for labels. This is the next pieces I gotta add on. This. Let me cut this. See what's going on here. With this, I gotta press 2 sides on this one. Let's see. Leila Digger is here. She says, hi, TN everyone. Sorry I'm late, but I'm glad to be here. I'm hot already in here. I got my fan on medium. All right, we got to press this side too where I've got the little small strip. Because we're going to put these two together, and then I just have the top and bottom border to sew. Thank you, Mary. She says that she loves my quilt. Thank you. And I've had people asking me about patterns. It's just that you can make any kind of stars and stripes you like. I did not use a pattern. I just started sewing. You can even use applique stars if you like. I'm going to make me one at some point. I don't know if I'm going to do it this year. I saw one that I like. They used applique stars, but I'll probably do piece stars because I'll probably want to make it bed size and use it and wash it. So applique just don't hold up very long if you keep washing it. It starts to, fray out a little bit. It'll stay on there. It's just that you're going to see little thread frays. So let me put this up. See, Eric is here. Hey, Eric. Stephanie says, I'm thinking that quilt is easy enough for me to make myself a quilt of valor. That's nice. Thank you for your service, Stephanie. Darcy says, my dad was in the Winter Olympics of 1972. He has a silver medal. For Christmas one year, the family had his jersey framed. That's awesome. That's awesome. Let me get out of here. I got a bigger storage container behind me, and I can't push my chair back as far as I used to. Oops. And just press this so everything stays nice and flat. I even been using my big board this week to sort fabrics on. It does make it go a little faster. I can make bigger piles. So that's one side. Woo, come on. This part's so heavy it won't even stay. It's trying to fall out while I'm trying to press it. It's like, stay up here. Come on. And then we also got to press this other side. So I now have 4 pieces left. Ouch. All right. So blue strip over here as a spacer, and then red over here, and then red over here. Now I'm going to put these 2 blues together. I originally thought about putting 2 of these blue strips, 1 on each side, but I was too lazy. It's like, no, that's enough. T says, T, I lose most things, but never an iron. Right. And it's only because I moved it. And when I probably moved it, I probably thought it was a great idea. Wherever I moved it to. I could have even moved it out of the room, because I remember having the box, and I probably put it back in the box. Yep, that is funny. I give it to me, I'll lose it. This right here goes right there. I can see my press marks. Sheila says, good night all. Getting on the plane for LA. Good night, Sheila. Thank you so much for popping in while you wait. Safe travels too. Traveling mercies, honey. Okay. Okay. And I'm sure I'm missing a lot of comments too, so I want to get this done so I can go to the next thing, which would probably be softening some fabric with vinegar and baking soda. I have a gravity fed iron, and we moved into an apartment, so I got an IV pole so I can still use it. That's pretty cool. That's from Emily. I looked at some of those. contacted a company about maybe doing some kind of sponsorship, and I haven't heard back from them. So it's like, okay, I won't be buying that brand. So, and that was like the brand that I wanted. If I was going to do it, I would have represented that brand. So I won't be getting a gravity fed iron too soon. Because soon as I put something on my channel, people buy it. And then it's like, no. I was just asking for a discount on the iron. Like, do you ever put them on sale? I didn't even hear anything from them, so. But I'm not, and they're pretty expensive, so I don't mind spending my money for it. But if I'm gonna spend my money and give you reviews, no, not so much. We want you to get it done too, T, so we can see it. Right, Rose. Eric says, never heard of a gravity fed iron. Does it work in space? Okay. Oops, I just sold over a pen, but it was all good. I stopped to adjust and went right past the pen. Don't do it again. That's why I like the orange pens over the blue ones on the magic pens, because the orange ones are a little bit smaller. The blue ones kind of remind me of the equivalency of the quilter's yellow pens. Okay, let me break that thread. And I think I want to press this towards the blue squares. Yep, that's what I want to do. Press it towards the blue squares and away from my stars. Darcy says, I set my iron on my little scissors, and believe it or not, I got the plastic off when it cooled down. Wow. I haven't had that yet. No major stuff like that. Sandra Aggers here says, fell asleep. She says, hey, everyone. I got up this morning and started working. I was doing so much, I was like, I need a nap. So I did go sit down for a while, but I didn't go to sleep though. And then I got right up and continued doing more stuff. Decided I needed to do laundry. So I knew I was going to have a fabric that was going to touch one of my stars, but that's okay. It is what it is. I didn't lay any of this stuff out. It's like when I don't have to look at it, I'm not so picky. If I got to look at it constantly, then I get picky. But it's all good. It's just fabric. And I can't wait to use one of my patriotic designs too. I'll do all the start quilting when I come back. I still got quilts I gotta do. I got so many quilt tops I need to quilt for myself. It's ridiculous, but it seems like I'm never gonna get them done, so it's okay. Because I'll quilt like 10 of them, and then I have all those bindings to do, and then it's like I don't want to do binding. So I still got maybe 2 quilt tops that I quilted last year that don't have binding on them. Ridiculous. Scotty Huggis says, what does vinegar and baking soda do to fabric? It softens it. It also will set the color so it doesn't run. I'm going to actually put a red back on here. Or blue, like navy blue. I haven't decided which one yet. but it'll set the fabric and it'll also soften the fabric. It's like one of those cheaper lines of quilt backing fabric, and so I just soften it that way. I did a video just recently, I uploaded it in July, I think it was this month. And I showed 3 different methods of people on the internet that are recommending for softening fabrics. And so I did all 3, and that was my favorite. But you can watch that video if you like. What are we going to do with Kevin? What did Kevin do, Darcy? Is that Darcy that's saying, what are we going to do with Kevin? Hold on. Oh, that's T. He was talking to you. Okay. Sandra goes, you all are sounding great. I have thumbs up. Thank you, Sandra. Okay, and then Scotty says, thank you. First time here. Well, welcome to the channel. Appreciate it. I'm going to press this seam, and I'll be right back, guys, in front of you. I hate turning my back to you, but I don't have choice. I'm just glad the sting press didn't cut off. We got top and bottom borders need to be added onto this, and then we'll be done. What time is it? Ooh, doing good with time. That's why I try to get sewing when I get on here, because I know I can get to talking and reading chat comments and don't get much sewing done. I'm trying to get this one done. All right. So this is what we got now with the border. And then all the way over here with the other border. You can't see it all. My arms aren't long enough. That's 60 inches wide. Now, because if I had added the same size border on the top and bottom, my quilt would have only been 72 inches and I wanted it 80. So my top and bottom border is wider. I cut it wider. It's okay to cut borders different sizes. They don't have to all be the same width. You just need a border basically is getting your quilt up to the size you want at that point. Thank you, Tiffany. Eric says, I never thought of softening fabric. When you get some stiff ones, you will. Because if you don't soften them, they just stay hard if you just do regular wash on them. Sometimes detergent and fabric softener by itself isn't enough. And most of us don't put detergent in our quilts. We use either, like, we don't use a full amount of detergent, or we'll use some alternative. Put this in the center here. Eric talking about he feels so patriotic. Looks good, T. Thank you. I'm just glad to be finished. Now, that's a good thing we don't have anything I'm planning on sewing next week, right? So I don't have to figure out what I'm sewing next. Whatever project I do for sewing chats on Saturdays, I try to leave to do the entire time, unless I'm doing like if I'm making half square triangles week 1, then I might try to make all the half square triangles. But I try to do all of the steps in the live chat, so if somebody's ever watching the live chats, they can make the entire quilt top. So I try to keep everything on that I'm doing for that night. And it takes a lot longer when you're sewing and chatting. That's great, T. Thank you, June. I'm going to go ahead and pin the border on the other side as well, so I can just run them both through. And it's nice not to be working with directional prints like I was in all those t-shirt quilts. I had to really pay attention and do fancy cutting to make sure all of my pieces were right side up. Dorsey go, do you wash it on gentle? No, I just tend to wash my quilts on regular cycles. But I either use quilt wash or less detergent. If I'm using real detergent, I definitely don't put but like a quarter cup or something in there. But if I'm using quilt wash, you know, they just have that little spoon you put. I just use a spoonful, like they say. That stuff goes a long way. Trying to get my piece lined up here to the middle. My arms aren't long enough. I normally do this on my long arm frame. I use my long arm frame for everything. I'm like, it takes up a lot of space. So I try to utilize it in everything that I do. Wow, T, fantastic. Thank you. That's to Mary. Chatting and sewing is a challenge for me sometimes. Put a pin here. Oh, Diane 57 is here. Hi, Diane. I know I'm missing comments, guys, but we're going to sew these last two seams. And we have nothing. We have just one piece. Maybe whatever I put on the back. Maybe I'll put blue on the back. So that way I can just use the blue for the binding. Use whatever's left over from the backing, because this is only 80 inches and backing is 108. I can use the leftovers for binding. That'll work. So now I'm putting on the last borders on top and bottom. This is the only time I backstitch when I'm sewing. It's when I'm doing the top and bottom borders. I put my side borders on first. And then that way I don't have to worry about when I'm loading my quilt, my pieces coming apart, because I'm putting a little tension on it, on the quilt frame. Do some easing. I think I just pinned my center wrong, because now it's back. Everything worked out just perfect. I'm really glad I came into quilting from the sewing industry, so I have a lot of sewing skills. Now I'm back at the end here. I'm going to back stitch again. And then go to my next piece. Finish this off. So you all talking to each other, that's all I see. That's great. It's 10:13. I'm almost finished. Back stitch again. And release this part. And just think, all of this except for the borders, and then I did use some white for the white stripes you know, it was just squares that I had. Making use of squares. Stuff coming up out the woodwork as I'm moving stuff around. I was about to give it away. Okay. Making sure I lay all my seams flat underneath. I was up under those stars. Last pin out. And back stitch. And cut the thread. All done. So I just need to press now. So that it doesn't cut off now. That would be my luck. It would cut off on my last press. You saying Tom woke you at 9 a.m.? I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know who she's talking to. Unless you can buy Orvis soap, they wash with horses. Buy it at the horse supply. Yep, that's a lot. Yeah, you can do that too. You're going to get a lot of it though. But I just want to press this last seam and we're done. Last two seams. Woo. So now my quilt finish is at 60 by 80. So I felt like that was a good size to give to somebody as a quilt of valor. This guy is tall. That's why I wanted it a little bit longer. Pretty tall guy. Okay. Got that part. Last one over here. Oh, wow. Okay. Diane saying that she was up all night because of the moon. I guess we must have had something going on that I didn't follow. I hardly ever watch the news anymore because it's all tragic. I'm trying to keep my sanity. I got enough going on in my family, in my life. Eric talking about how big is it? Oh, never mind. You just said. Yeah, it's a little bit bigger than a normal Quilts of Valor recommended size. But, and I know they do that because if you keep them smaller, more people will make them. But I wanted this one just a little bit bigger. I hate when I have quilts and I'm on the sofa and then you pull it up all the way under your chin and your feet stick out. So when you're tall, that's what generally happens. So I was trying to make sure that didn't happen. All right. Looks bigger from this standpoint. Yep. Diane says that's an awesome gift to you. I know that person who gets this will love it. I hope they do. Katrina and Miss T, I just finished my Frankenstein backing. Will never do it again. Laughing out loud. That's funny. T, you were preaching to me. Yep, somebody that's tall. I hate when I do that. Even just sometimes, the recommended lap size quilt. I never make a recommended lap size quilt for a lap quilt. Oops, I'm pressing from the wrong way, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. It's just habit. I want to keep that center seam. And last one. Well, the nice thing about this is I only have to press 3 or 4 times and I'm across the whole border. It's way better than an iron in that sense. Keep my center seam. And last press. And I'm going to cut this off so it doesn't heat my room. So we already know you're not going to be able to see the whole thing here, so you're going to have to wait until my July projects. I'll take a picture of it before I quilt it, and then I'll bring it back in August finished. But I know you can't see it, so not much I can do here. And my arms are not long enough. So here's the stars over here, and then the other end over here. So it's really pretty. I do like it. I like all the reds that was included. So now I just need to cut a piece of backing fabric, and it'll be ready to quilt when I come back off my trip. All right. People are saying beautiful. Wow, it's awesome. I love it. From Miss Bonita. Jane Morrison says beautiful. Thank you. Cool gal, awesome quilt. Maria Quarterman says beautiful. Thank you. Betsy goes, ooh ah. Oh, say, can you see? A lot of people saying it's pretty beautiful. Well, thank you guys. That's really nice. What we can see of it is beautiful. Well, thank you. Amelia Rubio says it's a backing fabric and it'll be ready. I don't know. I don't know if she's talking to me or Katrina, because we were both talking about backings. But I am going to probably use the blue, because then I can use the rest of it as a binding and have a blue binding on here. And that's probably what I'll do. But I'm gonna soften it. So it'll take me time to do that. And I don't know if I'm going to do that before I leave or when I come back, because I'm doing laundry right now. It's gorgeous. It's very nice tea from Cheryl and Stephanie. Judy goes, it's beautiful. Love it. Beautiful. T says very nice. And I need to post Tom's quilt to Valor. That's nice. So yeah, post it in the Teaquilts group so we can see it. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna get the binding on that other quilt. I'm trying to do laundry, trying to sort fabrics and stuff. not even just fabrics. I'm sorting fabrics and scrapbooking stuff because it's all in the same general area. So I got a lot of stuff that I'm sorting. So, but I hope to have the quilt top from the fabrics that I made, that Simply Serene. I'm hoping to have that done and finished for the July video, and I won't record that video until I come back home anyway. Just because I got so many other things on my agenda, as well as prepping for the trip. So Amelia says that will turn out beautiful. Thank you. So I want to finish that quilt. So I don't know if I'm going to trying to do that wash on the fabric before I leave, because I only got a couple more days now before I leave. And I still got to do grocery shopping for my dear husband who's going to be left at home. I got to do that. And I want to grocery shop anyway because I want to take some food with me so I'm not eating bad the whole time. I know I'm going to gain some weight while I'm on this trip. I've been doing really good, not eating out. So I'm going to try to take some items so that I don't have to eat out every meal. So hopefully that'll work. Darcy says, I wish I could get my blocks and rows lined up as excellent as you do. I just been sewing for so long. I think it's all about 1/4 inch seam and cutting. If you're cutting accurate, then you're going to, and you're sewing accurate, then that's eventually what happens. And I'm very conscious about that. And then when I have store points, that's when I start pressing my seams open as compared to pressing to one side. Because somewhere you're going to have to end up pressing to that side if you press to one side. Eventually it's going to get pressed to some point somewhere. So there are times when I press seams open. And I only press the seams open when I sewed the rows together on my stars. But they all work out fine in the end. And then the quilt lays nice and flatter too. T or anyone, have you ever made a quilted postcard? I have made plenty of quilted postcards, and I will tell you that the majority of them have made it in the postal mail, but there are some that have never made it to people because they were just outright stolen. And who has your postcards? They're unique, they're different, and sometimes they will not make it to their destination. So you just need to know that as well. But I used to mail them out a lot, and I'd say about 10% of my cards never made it to where they were going. Elwin says, beautiful. The red border is perfect with all the fabrics and the stripes. Well, thank you. Huh? Did I hear pound cake? No, nobody said pound cake. I don't even know if I'm making that because I'm trying to eat healthy. I don't know. And I only got 2 days, so I doubt if I'm going to do pound cake anyway. Eric, I made a couple of fabric postcards long time ago. Yes. I made one. The last one I made was I was trying to send my nephew. He lives like in my county, in my division, in my subdivision. But I wanted him to receive it in the mail. So I mailed it to him, a Halloween postcard. You know, he never got that postcard. And that was it was either 2020 or 2019. I can't remember which one it was now. But he never got it. And his mom works for the post office. She said, girl, you could have gave that to me. I could have put a postmark on it and stuck it in the mailbox. He never got that card. I was so disappointed. I was like, oh my God. I had done a whole lot of work on it too. Quick gal ain't gonna give up on that recipe. Tell my kid, you hypnotize T so we can get that recipe. Uncle Kevin don't need pound cake no matter how much he loves it. That's Kevin. Yep. We love it. We'll eat it, but it's like I don't know. I might make it when I come back home. Maybe I don't know. Like the following week, not when I like come back home. Come back home like for Saturday because that'll be my first day home, full day home. I'll probably get in late Friday. I might sleep all day Saturday because after road trips, I tend to sleep like for like 10, 12, 14 hours straight. I just get up, use the restroom. Sometimes I don't even eat because I'm more sleepy. Road trips make me sleepy. And Bonita talking about, yes, I distinctly heard pound cake. You don't have to worry. We'll eat bad for you. Laughing out loud. That's funny. Rhonda says, do you have a video on how to make a fabric postcard? No, I don't, because even when I made that one, I should have did a video. Every time I make something, I don't always think to cut the camera on, or it's going to slow me down when I only got like a limited amount of time to do something. And I probably came up with that Halloween postcard like 2 days or something before Halloween, and I took it to the post office knowing, you know, that he'll get it if they deliver it, right? Had it hand canceled and everything. It wasn't like I dropped it in there. Hand cancel, paid more postage, and my stuff still didn't make it, okay? Hey, that girl just took my stuff. Teresa says, hi T and all y'all quilters. I have found making quilts for tall people kind of sort of tedious. Whereas making one for myself is easy because I'm short. I'll fit under placemat. That is funny, Teresa. She says, beautiful quilt, by the way. Thank you. Eric's talking about that recipe has more security than Fort Knox. That is funny. T, you eat salad and we'll eat bad for you, right? I even tried hypnotizing with that churn dash block. Need more thumbs up, everybody. That's from Darcy. Thank you, Darcy. We've got 88 people that I see in the room tonight so far. They're being bad in this comment section. I know I missed some people saying that the quilt was pretty, it's stunning, and things like that. So thank you all so much. I appreciate that. I'm kind of done. I don't even know if I have anything else I can talk about. I'm trying to think that I miss anything that I've done or... No. I tell you what, I got time. I'm going to go get the quilt from the fabrics that Judy gave me. I'm going to go get that. You all can just see it, even though I'm not going to work on it here. But I'll be right back. Ugh. Whew. This quilt's so big, it's catching on the stuff. Alright. Woo! This is huge. This quilt here it's either 96 or 100 inches. I can't remember what size I made this quilt. I know I made it bigger, that's all. Woo! So this is the next one. I got to finish off the tails. That's why I put the binding on my quilts on the Longhorn. Because I don't have a lot of room right here. And this stuff is huge. But this is that Simply Serene pattern. I'm just trying to get it up so you can see some of it. Get it up here on this desk. But I love the quilting. It's a panto called Batik. It is so gorgeous. This thing, way more than I do, I think. But let me just hold some of it up so you can see some of it up in the air. But I just love this, and it works very well with these K facets where I made this quilt bigger than what they said. I cut my pieces bigger as well. I think they used layer cakes that they cut in half and then cut some of them halves into halves. So they had like 5x10 cut pieces and 5x5. I cut my pieces much bigger because I knew I was going to be using K-facet fabrics, and I wanted some of the prints to be featured. I didn't want to cut them too little, so I did not cut my pieces that size. So I even made the quilt larger as well, made it wider. I can't remember if I made it longer, but I know I made it wider. So I did it a little bit different. Yeah, it says T. Robert says love the colors, and this is all. I think I added this light print because all the rest of these fabrics came from Judy. I did a drawing last year for my 10-year anniversary on YouTube, and since it was a big year, I made a quilt from start to finish on the live chats, and then I gave that quilt away as a drawing prize. And Judy won that quilt, and as a thank you, which she didn't have to do, she sent me fabric from Missouri Star and quite some other things too. I think it was a mask protector. I got that in my handbag. She also sent a Teflon pressing sheet, I think, and about, I don't know how many yards now because I've used it, but she had about 8 or 9 pieces of fabric that she sent me 1 yard of, and then she had one fabric that she sent me 2 yards of for the border, and then she sent, I don't know, 1.5 yards of this blue. I've had to add some blue for the binding. That's the only fabric I added with this light blue. This light blue grunge I added in. It has a little dashes of purple in it. You can't see it on the screen, but when I show it outside, you'll be able to see the entire thing. But she did a gorgeous, excellent job of picking out a kit online without knowing what the fabrics were actually going to look like in real life. So thank you, Judy, for a job well done, and I love it. And I've had people ask me when I first made this quilt, and I think it was like, I started sewing on it last year, was quilting it in February when my machine, it's the quilt the machine went bonkers on. And so Kevin took all the stitches out, and then he got it back to me. But then I had so much stuff going on this year that this is just the time that I finally got it loaded onto my machine. And I made myself wait until I'd done the 3 t-shirt quilts. So this has been something I've been wanting to have done because I was ready to have it done. It would have been done by now. But I appreciate it. And no, I'm not giving this quilt away. This is a gift to me from Judy, so I'm not giving away a gift that somebody else gave to me. So I've had people ask me, was I going to give this quilt away? So the answer is no. I'm keeping it. And Rose says that she loves that quilting too. A lot of people saying it's pretty. And Mary go, ooh, that's a large quilt for me. Right. This one is big. I think it's 100 by 100 because the way I had to finish it off, I had to make it bigger than my normal 96 by 96. But I did make this quilt for my bed at home. So that's why it's so big. I wanted to make sure that I had something. Since she had sent enough fabric for me to make it this big, I decided I wanted to go ahead and make it that big. So I have a nice bed quilt. I see Kaufman fabric. No, this is not Kaufman. This is all K-facet fabrics. And Moda Grunge. That's the one I added. And then this blue that she sent is also Moda. It's Moda Solids. And then the blue that I added is Kona Solid. But they're very close to being the same color. And thank you, people saying so nice, the colors just flow together. And Bonita says, isn't K-facet fabrics, K-facet wonderful? Yes, I love, when she sent them to me, I couldn't believe that she had sent all that fabric. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to make something. And I've made something I've been trying to make stuff with the fabric that people send me. I still got fabric from Maria that I haven't made anything with. And that's because that's going to be more artsy. And I got to have time to think about that, what I'm going to do with that. And I have used some of the music fabrics from Pamela in the t-shirt quilt, the musical quilt. I did use some of that in there. So I'm trying to use some of the stuff that people are sending me so that they know it's appreciated and I'm not just like putting it in a stack and then forget who gave it to me. And I used the fossil ferns that I also received. What else? Trying to think. I've been trying to use stuff, so. And then I have something that'll have me remember the person who sent it. So that's my goal. Gorgeous colors. Did that fit on your long arm? Yes. My long arm is 12 foot. So it has 144 inches. Although I personally don't like to quilt over 110 inches because you got to have your back be bigger than your quilt top. Plus, I like to be able to work on both ends of my machine when I run out of bobbin or if I got to rethread and stuff like that. Need to clean out the bobbin area. And if I'm toward 3/4 down the quilt, I don't want to have to go all the way back to the left just to do a cleaning. I can clean on either side. So I personally don't like to quilt quilts larger than 110 inches wide. Thank you, Diane. Maria says, love it. I have made large quilts and it's hard to quilt on whole machines. Wish I had a long arm quilting machine, just not enough room in my house. And I had that issue too. And I just, because my husband has the man cave. My basement is finished. And I was trying to get his man cave, but he wasn't having it. But I just have to make do with what I can do at this point. You only live once. So I figured it out. And you just got to save for stuff. It just takes longer than you intend, but just keep it as a goal and eventually you'll figure it out. Cash. I don't know if that's ATT51. Is there a name for the pattern you use for this quilt? It's called Simply Serene. It used to be free, but it's no longer a free pattern anymore. When I got it, it was a free pattern. I did this with my scrap quilting club, and so I had assigned it to them and I had never done it, so I had some catching up to do. So I've been using the quarantine to catch up on projects I needed to get done. I think I've done maybe 2 or 3 of my projects I've done in quarantine for my scrap club. Did you starch all the K fabrics in this? No, I just cut these fabrics. I didn't starch this because they are large pieces. It wasn't like I was going to be making half square triangles and having to worry about stabilizing the diagonals and things like that. So I did not starch this. I just cut this fabric straight from the boat. It was mailed to me. It was in good condition. It wasn't like it was an end boat pieces where they were kind of wrinkled. I had no wrinkles in it. I didn't have to press a thing. Only fabric I pressed was my binding fabric because my Kona cotton's been in storage in my drawer. It's in a little plastic unit. It's been in there for years because I don't use a whole lot of solids. I use my black solids more than anything else. But that's the only fabric I pressed. I'm laughing at Judy now. She's talking about tea. That fabric looks so much better than when I sent it. That is funny. I like fabric in both configurations. I like it when it's new off the boat, don't want to cut it, and then I also like it in a completed quilt top. And then on the back, I just used and I told you this quilt top, because we had to take all the stitching out, got a lot of lint. And so it's got like batting lint and thread lint. So I've cleaned this thing, probably used at least 25 to 30 of the large sticky sheets, roller sheets, the kind you use on floors, the big ones. Yeah, I've used about 20 to 30 of them things on here, okay? And I still got stuff on here, but I feel I'm going to wait and take it outside and do my last cleaning. I think I might be like picking it up from one side, and then when I move it, I'm getting it again. So if I had thought about it, I should have put black batting in here, and that would have helped a lot. But it still was going to be some fuzzy, even if I had used the black. But I just use this basic, it's like a fleur-de-lis type print, very subtle on the back, just to keep everything in the blue family. That was the only one I had that was in blue. But no starching, girl. Yep, Darcy says she has the same problem about the long arm. Betsy says that is gorgeous. Yes, I think I'm going to use this petite print on one of yours if I'm see if it'll work. I already know what I'm using on your daughter's quilt, but I can't even remember the other two because your daughter's quilt was the one that stuck in my head. Isn't that crazy? I just love memory. Anything that's a memory quilt, it doesn't have to be a t-shirt quilt, but I just love memory quilts. Nice colorway from Rhonda. I'm hoping to make one that big for our king size bed. That's Diane. Maria says, I used to just tie them, but I like the machine quilting better. Yes. And even if you do like a serpentine stitch where you're just doing straight line stitching all the way across, those are nice too. Sometimes I go both ways, and other times some quilts I just go one way, just like maybe an inch apart. And you use that serpentine stitch so it doesn't, and you elongate it, Maria, and you'll be surprised at what that stitching looks like. Try it out on like a placemat, something small that you can still use, and then see if you like that serpentine stitch. And what I do is I just lengthen the stitch length to make it so that it's not that tight S. It starts to just be like a wavy line like that. And then when you stitch your next row, you're not worried about trying to line up your humps. You want them to be opposite of each other. It looks more natural and unplanned. You'll be surprised. I did that in a video on my long arm, but you could do that with the serpentine stitch on your home machine, and then you're not doing all the turning. Leslie Blee says, that is a gorgeous quilt, simply serene indeed. Well, thank you. Deborah Holloway says, good night, everyone. Good night, Deborah. Thank you so much for participating tonight. Don't forget to come back next week, people. Have to add fabric down the middle of the back. That's Diane, I guess, on the back of the quilt she's working on for her husband. Yes, it's a goal from Maria. Eric's being entertained. Kate Cash says, thank you, T. I heard serenity, but not the other word. Okay. Simply serene. Thanks, T. I was thinking maybe you didn't starch these big pieces. I was thinking maybe you didn't. No, I didn't starch the big pieces. If I was going to make half square triangles with them, and I would have, because K-facet fabrics are a little bit thinner. So yeah, but I would. I used the Motor Grunge when I just made my kits. I did not starch those. That fabric held up very well. And I stitched, this is the half square triangles that I made off the Motor Grunge, but these are actually quarter square triangles. But I did not starch these because this fabric held up pretty good. I'll cut, and then I'll test it out and see how it's behaving. But whenever I'm doing squares or rectangles, I don't worry about starching so much. I'll wait sometimes and starch it when I make it into a block or something like that. Teresa says, have a great trip. I'm sure it'll be a hoot. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Kevin and I both are looking forward to this. We went on the Missouri shop hop, but that was just one day, so neither one of us has kind of like had a vacation. So this is going to be the vacation for us. So I'm hoping we have a lot of fun. It works out beautifully. I agree with T. That's from Diane. I used to stitch all the time. Oh, she's saying I use the stitch all the time. She's talking about, Deborah's talking about, I guess, that serpentine stitch. Maria says, okay, thanks. I will try that. Yes. I'm telling you, I accidentally fell into that stitch many, many years ago. And I have told people in my lectures and everywhere I go, I try to preach that stitch because It's amazing what that simple stitch will do. I have just used it where I've just gone across from side to side, an inch apart, and it quilting is beautiful, and the fabric itself or the design itself becomes the focus of the quilt top and not the actual quilting. This, I knew it could take this batik panto, because these are so busy that the batik panto disappears anyway. You only see it on the light parts, but it's just got great texture. So I used a fancy one on here, but this is another quilt top that could have just used that serpentine, just a loose meandering across the quilt. It would have been just great for this quilt top. So please try it. I think you'll love it once you get the hang of it. That's why I say just do something small like a placemat, and then you'll get to see what the texture looks like. I think you'll love the serpentine stitch. And you get to play with how long you want to lengthen your stitch length on that stitch. You'll be amazed. And make sure you don't, make sure you use an open toe foot or something that's wide. You don't want to use a single needle plate. Make sure you use the right stuff when you're doing that, because it's going to be stitching across it's not going to stitch in one place. So make sure you have the right tools on your machine so you don't break a needle. Quilting vacay with my quilting queen. It's Kevin. See, this is why we go places. We mess with each other so bad that we have people calling us husband and wives, and we don't even say nothing. We just keep going. One lady called herself telling on Kevin. He was at the counter. I had said something to him when I was going to the bathroom, and he was getting smart. And this woman comes in the bathroom and tells me, your husband up there, and he's saying blah, 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 blah. And I didn't say a word. I was in there cracking up. Woo-wee. Oh, Diane was asking Eric anything going on. Anything interesting happening? He go, not yet. They just started drinking over there. Lucky Kevin T is a hoot to be around. Just make sure she gets some rest. And Zenga says, good evening, quilters. T, that quilt is gorgeous. All that classic cape. Yes. Well, thank you. Kevin, bring some earth, wind, and fire, and it'll be a party. Quilt Gal says, good thing I'm not with you guys. We would be in jail by midnight. Yep. She talking about over there with Eric, I guess. But yeah, yeah, Kevin and I, we are a hoot. Yes, my quilting wifey. Yes, it's too funny. We go into places and folks just assume that we are married. It is too funny, and we just both keep it moving. We don't even say anything. One person, I think we were out eating once, and they were saying, do you want your husband, you or your husband gonna pay? I'm like, these people need to just quit talking, because there wasn't anything to symbolize that he was my husband other than we were at the table eating. It's amazing to me. Funny, when I walk into a quilt shop, most times I get asked, where's your wife? I say, honey, I am the wife. That's funny. It's like people just need to watch what they're saying. Deborah says, good night. Good night, Deborah. Thank you so much for popping in here. I'm just wasting time chatting with you guys. It's not like I got anything fantastic to do. I got fabric sorting and I got laundry. I'll probably stay up another hour or so doing laundry. I'll wash one more load tonight and then have it ready for the dryer in the morning. So, yep. I'm talking about Diane, talking about don't forget Miss Crochet. That's funny. Tiffany says that they follow me around in some shops like I'm some kind of thief. it sucks. I don't want to hide my tattoos just to shop for fabric. You know, people of color have that same problem, Tiffany. And I think it's really bad. But when I pick up on it, and, you know, I'm in the store with my friends and stuff sometimes, and everybody in there shopping, having a great time. And then they say, you buying anything? I go, no, I haven't. I don't see anything I like. Because the last thing I want to do when I'm shopping with people is ruin somebody else's shopping experience by what's going on with me. So I've been in shops where I was the only African American in the shop, and people, the other quilters that I'm with, that I even brought to their store, mind you, most of the time I'm driving, they following me around, and everybody else can shop free. And every time I turn around, you need any help? You need any help? You need any help now? And I'm like, no, thank you. And now I'm just walking around the store, running them around the store now, because I've already made up my mind I'm not going to buy anything. So now I'm just walking, making them walk. So you may as well get your walking shoes on, because here we go. So, you know, it happens to people, and I just don't spend my money at the shop. And then my friends don't even know anything happened. I just recently told one of my friends this, and she said, I had no idea. I said, I just didn't want to ruin your experience. So, and I went to one shop that I didn't hardly find any. I wasn't finding anything, and Kevin got worried. He said, is everything okay? I said, yeah, it's just that it's not my type of fabric. And then what I ended up buying was just probably a yard of grunge or something, because they did have the grunge line. Because if I try to patronize a shop like I do if I'm going to a museum and they want an entry fee, I try to use my shopping experience as that. But we not buying fabric. No more fabric. So yeah. And Tiffany says, it sucks, T, for real, but I mind my own business and pay for my fabric, then they stop. That's just ridiculous. Where can we find the pattern for purchase? You have to Google it. If I find it, I'll try to see if I can put a link in the video. Once this goes live, I'll see if I can find it. When I went to, because somebody had asked me for it, and I said, I'll just send you the link. And so I went to the site, and the pattern was no longer there. And I think on the site, it may have had a link. It was on one of the fabric manufacturer sites, because that's where I had gotten it for free. And I had written all over the pattern because I had just printed it. And so my pattern is no good, because I rewrote on the whole thing, because I resized the whole thing, and it's a hot mess. But I remember somebody else doing that. Let me see. Hold on for a second. Let me get out of here. Let me see if I can Google it. I don't have it I was trying to make sure I didn't have it anywhere. And that's what somebody told me the name of it is. I'm not sure. Simply Serene Quilt Pattern. So let me make sure that it's right. I see one on Connecting Threads. Let me see if that's the right pattern. No, this is different. That's the one that I just did. This is a different pattern. I have to get you the name. This is not Simply Serene. Simply Serene is the pattern that I use for the kits, and I didn't know what the name of it was before. So this is not Simply Serene. I have to find it. Let me see if it's in my basket of papers here, but I doubt it, because that's been so long ago. This is recent stuff here. Nope, this is my Charlotte sometimes, which I still need to put a border on. I haven't even touched them fabrics. Okay, I didn't have enough of any fabric to put a border on there. I'm going to have to find the name of this quilt. It's been a while. Sorry, guys. So I've been calling saying it's Simply Serene because one of the viewers was trying to help me with the name, but that's not it. Hold on. So Leslie, come back to this video. When I get off, I'm going to go see if I can find the paper stuff. It's no longer in this room. But I wrote all over that stuff so bad. And I'm going to see if I put it in my scrap club container. Because that's where the project actually came from. So I'll find you a link and put it in the... I'll put it as a pinned comment under this video once it goes live. I'm sorry about that, but it is not Simply Serene. That is not it. If I was with you and Kevin, I would be your other wife, left my butt. Yeah, because Kevin got about 4 or 5 of them. He messes around. Judy says, I can't believe I have hung in here with you since I am on the East Coast. Wow, that's pretty cool. I know you all are. It's midnight there for you right now, so that's pretty cool. Diane says, T, if you two act like a married couple, people are going to be calling you a couple. We're just walking in the store. We're eating. Right, Miss T, no fabric, right, laughing out loud. I am. I'm going to try not to do it. Rose Swall says, good night, all. We're going to be leaving here in a minute. Tiffany says, just buy thread, T, or maybe a pattern or two to teach. Yep. That's what I said. I might do either patterns or gadgets. That's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. I might even get that new 12-inch wide ruler, but I don't know if I want to spend that kind of money. Whew, I bet that's a lot of money. 12 and a half inches by 24. Oh, my gosh. But that is a nice ruler to have. Darcy says, T, are you going to be honest with us when you two get back and tell us if you got any fabric? Whatever I buy will be in the bags with the receipts, and you all will know exactly what I got. I won't even have time to take stuff out because I'm coming home and doing a Saturday Night Live. I will be honest. I'm always honest with you guys. It's sometimes I don't show you all something because maybe it's for a prize, or sometimes it might be for a gift of somebody that's watching. Sometimes I won't show you. But for the most part, I show you just about everything I buy. And the reason I do that is because if YouTube, the IRS is charging me for making YouTube video money, then the things that I use in my YouTube videos, they should allow me to write off. So I tend to write stuff off. Sometimes I'm only shopping just for the channel. I don't need a thing and just buying stuff, okay? No fabric. You know, she said the same thing when we went to Houston. She ended up buying the jelly roll when she saw mine. Yeah, because they were reasonably priced. They were very reasonably priced. I'm hoping that Iowa don't have a sale going on anywhere, okay? But when I went to Houston, I had not pulled all of this stuff out. I have pulled this stuff out, and I'm really disgusted. I told Kevin I'm just disgusted with myself. This is ridiculous how much fabric I got. There is no way that I'm going to use this fabric if I lived another 100 years. It's ridiculous. Tiffany saying good night to everybody that's leaving. Diane says, T, I've had people do that to me too. Sometimes I take a while to decide and it makes them nervous. Well, I just walked in the store. I got you, Darcy, on the correction. Rhonda says, T, when that happens to me, I'll say to them with the get out of my face look, I'll let you know if I need your help. It usually gives them pause and they'll leave me alone. And that's good. That's a good statement too. Myron, which is Sheila, says, from Vegas, new quilter just coming on. Hi, Sheila. I've been seeing some of your comments. I only respond to comments when I'm at my desktop. And right now, I'm not there because I'm working in other areas of my home, just trying to do the bare minimum with YouTube as far as doing my lives and uploading stuff when I have it. So I haven't gotten to my desktop to do any comments. Sometimes I'm 3 weeks behind on comments, but I've been seeing that you're going back watching a lot of old videos, and I appreciate your comments and things like that. And I saw that you had found information, because I'll get notification on my phone, but when I respond on my phone, it doesn't show up. So I quit trying to respond on the phone. But I did see that you did find the pincushion video that you were looking for. Most of the videos that you were asking about, they're there. They just, you just didn't realize that they were there, but they are all there. All the project stuff that you were asking about from the retreat things, all of those videos are uploaded. Diane says, nice big blocks. Judy says, T, I copied that pattern. I will send it in an email. It's simply, it's not simply chanterelle. It's simplish. It's simplish. That's what it is. It's just called simplish. Hold on. Let me Google that. Thank you, Judy. I knew it was a simple name. Simplish quilt pattern. See, I've Googled it before. It's from Shabby Fabrics. Oh, they've changed the name of it. Chanterelle Simplish quilt, because it was just called the Simplish quilt when it was free. And then Wilmington Prints has a video from July 2016 showing you how to make it. Okay, in this video, now I'm on YouTube going to another YouTube. But I want to see if it's really showing you how to make it before I give you this link. It's on Wilmington Prints, and it is a 3-minute video, 3-minute 48-second video. And let me see. I don't know if they're telling you what to do, but I'm going to copy this link and post it here for you guys, because if it can save you $9, $10 from buying a pattern, go for it. Uh-oh. Now I got to go back to my channel. So I can put this in the chat box for you. So make sure you copy this link, because it's going to go away once I go out of this live. And I just gave you the link for the Simplish quilt pattern. And they're showing you how they're cutting for it. So if that can help you with making the quilt, at least you know the name of it from that video, and then you can also Google it and see how to buy it. Don't worry about it, Judy. I just sent them a link to a video. They can do that, because I'm not going to be sending the pattern to everybody. Yeah, I'm too busy for that. Judy Plaster saying good night, everyone. Have a good week. Good night, Judy. Thank you so much for joining us. See you all next week. Hopefully you all can make it. I'm trying to give people times to copy this link. At least click on it, especially if you're on a desktop. You can open it up in another window and just let it sit there. You're welcome. And it's only a 3-minute and 48-second video. Like I said, it's a very simple quilt top to make. If they're giving you any measurements in that video, which I haven't looked at, you can easily make this quilt without buying the pattern. And like I said, I made my pieces larger. I made my quilt top wider. I think the length was okay, if I'm not mistaken. But I could have added a whole nother row. I can't remember right now. But hopefully that video will help you all, because the pattern is now a for sale pattern. June says, T, like you, I can be on YouTube all day long Can you just caught up in it? You just get caught up in it. Well, it depends on what I'm looking at. Sometimes I like court TV, so sometimes I'll watch some of the court TV sites. And then I also like agricultural stuff. So I'm watching how meat is grown, how farmers are running their farms. That's mostly what I watch. It's crazy. So, but yeah, but I like court TV sometimes. I like to look at that. And Judy says, okay, thanks. You're welcome, Judy. Thank you for trying. No, I appreciate that. I don't want everybody coming to me looking for a pattern. I don't have time for that, especially it's not my pattern. June says, oh, I read that one. Sorry about that. I was about to read the same one. And Diane says, I'm not seeing a link. You need to go up, Diane. Up over Judy Plasters. Good night, everyone. Have a good week. It's right there. I guess my brother must have left too. Good night, sir. See you tomorrow. Why don't you sell your fabric? You can make fat quarters or charm packs. Because my fabrics are all different sizes and I don't have time. People don't want to pay me but $20 for a box that will cost me $15 to ship. So I don't have time to make charm packs and fat quarter packs because all my fabrics are different sizes and it was a lot of fabric. I have figured out a solution though. I have I have already this year I have given away a lot of stuff. Like I went through my really old stuff first. I got rid of all of that stuff because it was when like Thimbleberry prints, stuff like that I'm not into those colors anymore, the real dark stuff. So I got rid of a lot of that stuff. Older prints, like older calico prints, I got rid of that. So that's what I got rid of at first, and I gave out to newbies about 15 of those bags, and then I gave as people were ordering from me April through June, I was putting scraps and just whatever I had that I had sorted that week, I was putting them into orders, getting rid of that stuff. So I only have a little bit left to get rid of because I've already gotten rid of it. And I do have a lady that makes dog beds and stuff, so I've given her a lot of stuff that I'm questioning whether or not it's 100% or if it's like, you know how you have those apron things that apron patterns that are printed onto cloth that you get at Joann's, or Christmas stockings or Christmas tree skirts or Christmas ornaments that are printed onto fabric. I'm giving her all of that stuff. She can make dog beds with it. She can use it as stuffing. I don't care what she do with it. I'm just getting it out of here. Those little storybooks that you can make, I got all of that stuff gone. Nobody wants that stuff. And nobody wants to pay for my time that it would take me to cut those into charm squares and all of that kind of stuff. So I just decided I'm getting rid of it the best way I know how to get rid of it. Let's see. Oh, Eric says their ruler wasn't as much as you think. It was about $40. That's not too bad. And Diane talking about tell him that Kevin is your twin brother. I missed a whole lot of stuff. Hold on. Judy says, good night, everyone. Have a good week. And I think Tiffany gave y'all some kind of video that was from the quilt, which I haven't clicked on that link. So that might be another link you all can use. And I'm going back to the bottom now. And Bonita says, found the free pattern. Okay. Because when stuff is free, sometimes you might still find it on a website it shouldn't be on, and you can still get it for free. So good for you, Bonita. She found it from a free pattern. But I gave a link to a YouTube video. So good for you, Bonita. She says, thequiltingland.com. Chantel Simplest Quilt. Hyperlinks take you to the PDF. So it's still... See, everything hasn't been erased, so it's still out there. So thank you, Bonita. And like I said, it's a very simple pattern to do. And if you got some fabrics that you just don't want to cut into small pieces, this is gorgeous. It doesn't have to be Cape. There's other brands that have large prints that you may not want to cut up really small. And like I said, I cut mine even bigger. So than what the pattern said. So people are saying good night. Gweenie Simpson says hi from Canada. Very late to the party, and we're almost on our way out. But welcome, Gweenie, to the channel. Hopefully you have subscribed, and you'll catch us next Saturday. I'll be back at 9 p.m. I also will be here Tuesday at 7 p.m. for 1 hour. Those are Central Standard Times. So sorry you're just getting in here. Elaine Doucette says Canada. So, but thank you for popping in here and saying hi. I really appreciate that too. So I'm going to go ahead and end here. I'm going to, Bonita has given you all the link, thequiltingland.com. I'll see if I can put that on there and see what comes up. I'll see you guys. You all take care. You stay safe. Be blessed. And quilt out, everybody. Good night, Tiffany.